Melody.
Hi, I'm just trying to figure out the slide share thing here.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just trying to figure out how to share my screen.
Yeah. Welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2025, Melody.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2025, Melody.
Okay. I just need to figure out how to share the screen.
Yeah, Melody, before going to your session, I would like to introduce you to our audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do the slide share thing here. How do I get this slide to work?
Melody,
how do I share this? Pardon? How do I share my slides without having the whole, just the slides pop up? You know what I'm saying? Okay, hang on. I just want the slides. I don't want all the other stuff with it, if that makes sense. I've never used PowerPoint before, so I'm not very good at how do I? From beginning. Okay, fine, whatever, we're good, I guess.
Melody, before going to the section, I would like to introduce you to our audience, Melody.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out the slideshow thing. Slideshow. Okay, go.
Melody Whiteley is a retired Navy cryptologist and a Russian linguist who has become a best-selling author, mindset coach, and business strategist. She empowers women over 40 to regain their overconfidence and build impactful, purpose-driven businesses. As a certified mindset coach and social media marketing expert, she combines thoughtful strategy with smart systems for a sustainable growth. She is founder of Robot Tribe and author of Getting to S and You Are Not Only a Fraud. Melodian missions is to help others stay free, norms ditch the hustle, and create a life of business that's truly aligned with who they are. That was a wonderful bio and inspiring bio, Melodian, and the stage is yours.
Okay, and she's trying to figure out how to share her slides. I've got like everything in the sun up there, don't I? Hang on. I am proof positive that even at my age, you can screw up the tech. Okay. Stop sharing. I'm going to figure this out. Hello, Melinda. I'm trying to figure out how to share the screen. I mean, I'm sharing. Okay, share the screen. Share your screen. Window. Where are my slides? Give me 1 second. Apparently, I closed them out. Wrong ones. I apologize. I had them up here and now they're gone.
Hello, Melody.
Yes.
Could you please?
Can you hear me okay?
Click on the share button, which is symbol of up arrow.
Yep. Oh. Okay.
Hello, Melody.
Uh-huh. Yep, I got it. Can you see them?
Yes, Melody. Please proceed with your presentation.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry for the confusion, but text still has a tendency to baffle me from time to time. So thank you, Melinda, for being so patient while I figured out the slide thing. It's still not perfect because I'm not very proficient with PowerPoint, but we go on because that's what we do. So good morning, and thank you everyone for being here. It's also very, very early in the morning here, so bear with me because I haven't even had my second cup of coffee. So before I dive in, let me tell you a little bit about myself, some things that just might surprise you. And so as Melinda said, I'm a retired Navy cryptologist. I'm also a Russian linguist. And I probably earned more than a few commendations during my career. After I retired from the Navy, I spent several years within the biotech industry. I'm a best-selling author. I'm a woman who built a 25-year-old business on a dirt road with limited Wi-Fi and just pure grit. So I'm not exactly an underachiever. And yet I've questioned myself more times than I would like to admit. Why? Because I didn't fit the typical success formula mold. And I'm already behind on the slides. Like many women, I battled imposter syndrome. Now, you know what I'm talking about. It's that little voice in the back of your head that whispers, "Who do you think you are?" Even after a lifetime of achievements. I struggled to find my place in a world of business and marketing gurus. I mean, I came out of the military, and cryptology and linguistics, so I really struggled to find my place in that whole world where the experts were always questioning my expertise and knowledge, telling me I had to hustle harder or show up a certain way or follow the formula. And if I didn't, I'd fail. So of course, I did what any woman in my place would do. I did things my way. I stopped listening to the people who made me question my instincts and started asking a new question. What if success doesn't have to hurt? And that is how the Rebel Way was born. As entrepreneurs, we're told we need six-figure funnels, perfect morning routines, constant content, viral videos. As women, we're told we should look a certain way, dress a certain way, even think a certain way. We're told we're too fat, we're too thin, we're too young, we're too old, we're too educated, not educated enough. I've even been told I was overqualified and then underqualified in the same interview. The list is endless. And we spend years feeling like we're either too much or not enough. Well, I say it's time that we return to ourselves. The burnout question, the burnout epidemic, it isn't about doing too much. It's about doing too much of the wrong things for the wrong reasons. We build businesses, heck, we build our lives chasing blueprints instead of clarity. We follow trends instead of our truth. We're told we need to niche down until we barely recognize what we wanted to do in the first place. And when it doesn't work, we blame ourselves, of course. So let me be clear. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. The marketing industrial complex thrives on keeping us confused and chasing that next big fix. All we have to do is buy this thing, join that thing, and we will finally be perfect. And this is where imposter syndrome takes root. Not because you're a fraud, not because you're too much or not enough, but because you're operating in an environment designed to make you feel that way. We confuse discomfort with inauthenticity. It's not that you don't belong, it's that you've outgrown your comfort zone and it feels unfamiliar. Imposter syndrome affects over 70% of high-achieving women, including CEOs, doctors, educators, creatives, and even entrepreneurs like us. In fact, studies show that women are far more likely than men to internalize self-doubt. We attribute our success to luck, to timing, or help from others instead of our own competence. Imposter syndrome has a sneaky habit of showing up right when we're leveling up, when we're launching a new offer, or raising our rates, or stepping into the spotlight, or doing anything that dares to push us out of our comfort zone. Growth tends to rattle the old stories we tell ourselves. And that's exactly when the fraud feelings love to creep in. It convinces us that we are a fluke, that we're one mistake away from being found out, and that at any moment someone will realize we don't belong. So let me tell you a quick story because it has a lot of bearing on this morning when I couldn't get the slides to work. A few years ago, that would have just sent me into a tailspin. But the first time I ever spoke at a business event, I opened my speech with a question I was sure no one in the audience was going to know the answer. But of course, someone did. And it threw me completely off my planned presentation. As I tried to recalibrate in my head how to proceed, I looked up towards the back of the room. This was a big marketing conference. And there in the back of the room, I saw them. 3 of the biggest names in marketing. They were standing together, heads huddled, whispering, and then they all turned and they looked directly at me. And then they just went back to talking. But in that moment, I knew I didn't just lose my place in the speech. I lost my confidence. I just knew what they were saying. Who is this woman? Why is she here? She doesn't belong here. She's a fake. And just like that, I spiraled. I completely lost my train of thought. And the speech, well, it was a disaster. That's how imposter syndrome works. It doesn't matter how much you've done or how prepared you are. It hijacks your mind and makes you question everything. I mean, I was ready. I had prepared. I had the credentials. But imposter syndrome was still enough to send me spiraling. I knew in my heart they were right. I didn't belong there. Fortunately, I now have a different way of thinking. Imposter syndrome isn't a flaw. It's a sign you're growing beyond the box they put you in. It's not a warning. It's not a sign that you're faking it. It's a signal that you're expanding beyond your old identity. You are not a fraud. You are a woman who is redefining what success looks like on your own terms. You're stepping into new territory without a roadmap. And that's courage. That is not deception. So let me ask you something. How many of you, show of hands, how many of you have ever stayed quiet even though you knew the answer? Either just drop a little chat in a little yes in the chat or what. But how many of you have ever stayed quiet? Nobody? That's amazing. How many of you have ever held back because you felt like you didn't belong? Wow, we've got a bunch of strong women in this group. That's fabulous. Good for you. If you have, trust me, you are not alone. And you're not a failure. And that's exactly why we need your voice now more than ever.